Greetings everyone. I am SRINIDHI from the Department of Commerce here to give a presentation on the topic Goods and Services Tax. Here are the contents of the presentation which we are going to look at. Introduction, meaning of GST, GST Council and its composition, and finally the functions and features of GST. Here comes the introduction. Goods and Services Tax or GST is a value-added tax levied on goods and services which are sold for daily consumption. It is paid by the consumers, but it is directly remitted to the government by the businesses. France was the first country to implement GST in 1954. GST Council. Background of GST Council. GST Council is a constitutional body for making recommendations to the union or state governments on the issues relating to the goods and services tax. It has been set up under 101st Amendment Act 2016. The amendment inserted a new article 279A in the Constitution of India. This article empowered the President to constitute a GST Council by an order. Vision of GST to establish the highest standards of the cooperative federation in the functioning of council, which is first constitutional federal body vested with the powers to take all major decisions relating to GST. Mission of GST, evolving by a process of wider consultation, a GST structure which is information technology driven and user friendly. Here is the composition of GST Council. Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, the Union Finance Minister, heads the GST Council as the chairperson, and Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary is the Union Finance Minister of Revenue or Finance of the country, and he holds the next highest position after the chairperson in the GST Council. The GST Council consists of 33 finance ministers in total. Of the 33 ministers, 2 members are from the center and remaining 31 are from 28 states and 3 union territories in legislation. The members of the council from the states have to choose one amongst themselves to be the vice chairperson of the council. They can also decide his or her term. The minister in charge of finance or taxation or any other minister nominated by each state government. Here comes the functions of the GST Council. It decides which goods and services will be subject to GST and which will be exempted. This is a critical aspect of ensuring fair taxation across different sectors. The Council also establishes the threshold limits for GST, and it is very much important in determining which businesses are required to register for GST. This council is responsible for proposing model GST laws which serve as the framework for implementing the GST across the country. It sets GST rates, including floor rates, with bands. This is crucial in ensuring that the tax burden is equitably distributed. Here are the features of GST Council. GST Council office is set up in New Delhi. Revenue Secretary is appointed as the ex officio secretary to the GST Council. The GST Council may decide the mechanism for resolving disputes arising out of its recommendations. The GST Council will make recommendations on the following matters: taxes, cesses, and surcharges to be subsumed under the GST, the goods and services which may be exempted from GST, the threshold limit of turnover for application of GST, rates of GST, model GST laws, principles of levy, apportionment of IGST, and principles related to place of supply. Special provisions with respect to the northeastern states, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and Uttarakhand, and also other related matters. Hence, I conclude my presentation with this. Hope you have learned something new with this. Thank you.